Good morning. It is Friday morning here on Tabletop Baseball Plus, and this is Tenacious Earl. It's a day off for me, so it's a baseball day for the rest of us. So I hope everybody's having a good day. We are going to bring to you the final game of this series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Miami Marlins in the 2016 Tenacious Baseball League version 2.0. Two teams that are going on different trajectories right now. Toronto has been playing stellar. They have won 6 in a row and 8 of their last 10. Whereas Miami, they are on a 4-game losing streak and have lost 9 of 10 and have been backing out of playoff positions. So this is very much an important game for the Marlins as well as the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays want to keep momentum going here. They have been playing pretty well. And, yeah, let's get right into the game here, as we're going to be playing super advanced Stratomatic baseball, as we have plenty of times here on the channel in this project. So it will be Andrew Cashner being the starting pitcher for Miami. Came over in a trade with the Padres. So I'm going to go ahead and grab you his current statistics right as of now. So he came over from the Padres. This may very well be his first start. I don't remember, but he is up at a 6 ERA, 1 loss, no wins. Wait, you know what? They do not. So let's see. So he did have a start. He did have a start for Miami, and he lost that start. I guess that's my question. Or the answer to my question. For the Padres, let's see. Where are you there, Andrew? Do they just? Oh, there he is. So he was 4.23 ERA, 2-0. He had a pretty good record with them, but he was in that trade. Kind of a complicated trade. So the Padres got some prospects. They sold off Cashner, as Miami was at this point in their lifetime trying to make a run at the playoffs with Stanton and Yelich and these guys that they were eventually going to themselves sell off as one of these backmarker teams, one of these teams that just builds, and now Miami's had success with that too, so they've won titles. Hi, Dave Little, good morning. So we will get on the road with the game here. Just trying to sort out my different windows here, because I want to keep an eye on the live chat, but also have other things to take care of. So, okay, let's go. So, against Cashner, this is what we got going on for the Blue Jays. Devin Travis gets the day off, so it'll be Darwin Barney at second base there. That'll be the only change from the previous defensive lineup. It'll be Tulowitzki at short, leading off. Josh Donaldson at third. Then Michael Saunders in right. Edwin Encarnacion at first base. Left fielder will be Ezekiel Carrera. Melvin Upton Jr. will be manning center field. Again, Barney at second. Russell Martin behind the plate. And Stroman will be the pitcher with the pitcher's hitting card number 1 for Toronto. So let's get going with this third game. Toronto's won the first 2. See if the Marlins can get the third here and right their ship a little bit. Our ballpark factors are good. It's at Miami, so it's highly likely they're going to have good conditions down at Marlins Park. So let's go. This is Tulowitzki, 6'7". We look at Cashner's card on the right side. That's a ground to third base. That's going to be Prado. He throws across the diamond, and it is grabbed by Xavier Scruggs. That's out number 1. Josh Donaldson comes to the plate. 1 out. We look look at 5-9 on the right, and that's a fly ball into right field. Ichiro, he's going to glide to the ball, and he snags it for the second out. And now Michael Saunders, who played a lot of left early in the season, he's getting to play some right here in the absence of Jose Bautista. There's 5-8. Now 5-8 is a 2-out walk. Cashner loses Saunders. Saunders, well, with Cashner, let's see, what do we have here for? It's a Real Muto -2, so that's still a +4 as far as the battery goes. Now we would take another 2 off of that, so it's +2 on a 13 for Saunders. So you add 2, that's 15. This is an opportunity I think we can try and see if he can get a stolen base. He needs to roll a total of 5 on the orange dice. And I dropped that, but that doesn't matter. And he had to avoid a 9, which he did. He would automatically get thrown out on a 9, but he does not get a good lead, so he will hold station there at first. For Edwin Encarnacion, who has been coming on of late, there's a 111 against a righty. That's a grounder back to Cashner. He easily throws it over to Scruggs, and the side is retired. No runs. Oh, I have a scoreboard down at the bottom of the screen I need to run. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And you know what? Let me see if I can do this without. Yeah, that's all right. One moment. I have to make a change. Nice if there was a way to screen grab this. I don't know. You know what we do? We just go reset. And then I'm going to have to do some tinkering here, guys. Just a minute. All right. we're getting closer now. The magic of television, they do all this stuff very much ahead of time. Us meager streamers have to piddle around with this stuff and annoy our viewership. But how's that looking? That's pretty good. Okay. So Stroman is getting the start, and it will be this lineup for Miami in this wrap-up game, day game. D. Gordon leading off, playing second. Christian Yelich in left. There were no changes to this lineup, so Yelich in left, bat second, then Ozuna in center, Real Muto catching, Xavier Scruggs at first, Martin Prado third base, Denny Hechavarria shortstop, Ichiro Suzuki in right field, and Cashner with pitcher's hitting card number 2. So, let's get a move on. Here's D. Gordon. 3-7, and he strikes out. That's an out. is a good column for Gordon, but the 7 is the strikeout. So nothing doing on that one. Here's Christian Yelich. 1 away, 2-4. That is a ballpark single. Singles are 1 through 11 on the D20. Homers are 1 to 3. Marlins Park, a pitcher's park to an extent, but chance here for a ballpark single, and it is a single for Christian Yelich. That's the first hit of the game for either team. Reaches first. Stroman, pretty decent. He's an average hold guy. Martin +1. That still would make Yelich a 1 to 13. I don't think we're gonna mess around with stealing there. Hey, Al. Glad you're getting to listen. Dave Little's reading box scores. That sounds very interactive there. Anyway, Ozuna with Yelich at first. 1 out. 3-4 righty is a grounder to short, which is going to be gotten by Tulowitzki. Is going to go to Barney first and then over to first to Encarnacion. That is the 6-4-3 twin killing, which ends the first. No score here in the great state of Florida. Okay, so let me get this game moving here. I'm going with aesthetics, and sometimes we just need action. Action over aesthetics. And I had my little breathe thing on my watch go. I don't know why it all of a sudden decided to start making noise, but it has. Ezequiel Carrera. 4-9. That's a strikeout off Cashner's card. That's 1 out. So Melvin, wait. 4-9. Yeah, it's still a strikeout. I looked at the right side, but I should have looked at the left side. Tells you I've been playing a little bit of History Maker golf recently, you know? The old HMG syndrome. I forget what I'm doing with everything else. And then we've got Melvin Upton Jr. here. Nobody on. 1 out. 5-5. That is a grounder to short. That's Hechavarria 1, E16. 1 and 18. He gets to it, the E16, as long as it's between 8 and 12, and it's not, so I've got to do a check. It's a 14. I still think he makes the play, but I want to double check on the infield check, shortstop, and 16, and that is 14, and lo and behold, 16 and 14 on the shortstop is, and it is an error. I said and, I can't believe that. So, Melvin Upton Jr. reaches as Hechavarria has problems getting the ball out of his glove. And now that leaves, so we've got Upton at first, 1 out, and he is going to try and steal. He's got a 17 speed if he gets a good lead. And with Cashner, we're going to add 2. I'm going to write this down here so I have it at my disposal every time. We get to add 2, so that makes it 1 to 19. Even if he doesn't get a good lead, we might try going because he gets a 1 to 14 anyway. Maybe we'll do it with 2 outs. Anyway, here goes. Let's see, Upton with with Barney at the plate. That's a 3. So that's within his range of 2 to 6. So he gets to go. That's a 1 to 19. Only a 20. Gets him on the throw, and it's 18. He does get in there safely. Stolen base for Upton. And I'd be tempted to try third, but let's just go with Barney. 3-8. That is a single, and that's going to get through, and that's going to be slow enough of a roller that it's going to score Upton easily from second. 1-0 lead for the Blue Jays. RBI for Darwin Barney. Doesn't get a lot of playing time, but makes the most of it here and puts his team ahead. Unearned run there for Andrew Kashner as Hechavarria's heir. Makes all the difference on that one. Let's see what Barney's got for a stolen base metrics. 13. So, I mean, he gets up to 1 to 15. We're going to hold off on that. Here's Russell Martin. 6'10 righty. Grounded at third. So that's going to be Prado. Prado is a 2E10. No hold. So 2 and 10. That is going to be a that will be a double play ball as long as no error is committed. And I said he was E10. E10 and 6. It's not in the magic range of 8 to 12. So let's, when you add the 3 dice up. And it is a play made, so no errors. That will end the inning on the 5-4-3 around the horn. But 1 on the board for Toronto. As Barney drives in Upton Jr. Bottom of the second. JT Realmuto. Now a Philly. 170 strikes out to start the bottom of the second. 1 away. Xavier Scruggs getting his, I believe this is his second start for the team. 212, and, well, he is hit by a pitch, and that is also an injury roll. Albeit, I've really brought that 12 on the injury roll is a 1-game injury, so I don't know if he's going to play next game or not, or if he was scheduled to. But I'm going to roll this. If it's 5 or 6, he's going to come out. So Scruggs gets a 1 at bat and then has to be removed. And we will go with Chris Johnson. Not the speediest of guys, but we'll have to make that change. So injured is Scruggs. This is the second inning. Might as well just go ahead and write in his stuff here for 4E10. All right, so now Prado with the runner at first, and Chris Johnson does not steal many bases, none at all actually in this season. So we don't have to think about that. Here's Prado, 2-7, and that's going to be, he just gets underneath that, had a beat on it, but just popped it up, and that will be caught at second by Barney, and Johnson will have to hang tight to first. And here's Hechavarria with 2 away, and that runner still at first. 4-10 righty is a ballpark single chance. 1 to 13 or 1 to 11, and that is a 16. That will be a liner to shortstop, caught by Tulowitzki, and that ends the inning. So no runs, no hits. Scruggs comes up limping after and in severe pain after getting plunked by a Stroman pitch. And so he's going to have to ice that down. And they'll probably take him for an x-ray as well. All right, 1-0. Going to the third, and it will be the pitcher, Stroman, facing Kashner to start the inning. 5-8 is a walk. He walks the pitcher to start the inning, not what you have in mind. Double check to make sure he's on the right, and he is a right-handed hitter, so brings up Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki has been hitting some dingers of late, so let's keep an eye on that. 6-3 righty, and this is a ballpark homer. Is a 1 to 3 chance, and Marlins Park does not allow for any robbing, so it's straight 1 to 3. That would be a homer. Otherwise, it will be a fly out, and that'll be a first out. It's a 7 so that will be caught out in left field by Yelich. 1 out. Stroman gets back to first. Josh Donaldson. 1 out, 5-9. That is a fly ball into right, which will be caught by Suzuki. 2 outs. 5 is coming up a little bit here. Here's Saunders. 3-5 strikes him out. And that will be it for their half of the third. Still 1-0 they lead. So how is everybody doing? It's Friday. It is happy. I have the day off. Sorry, Al, you've got to go to work. I guess that's... I don't know. It's a good thing to go to work. But it's also a good thing to have a day of vacation. And hopefully you get one soon here, one of these days, bud. Anyway, why do I have Real Muto there? I piled them up wrong. It's going to be Suzuki leading off. Ichiro. Both of the right fielders that are the prime starting candidates for these teams are out injured based on real life. So Stanton is out. That's why Suzuki's getting some playing time. So here we go with Ichiro. 2-10 righty. That's a grounder to short. Tulowitzki takes a jog, throws to first in time. He actually didn't take a jog. He had to pretty much hurry that. Here's Cashner. 1-3. Grounder to second base. Barney up with it. Throws over. Cashner's retired. 2 outs. It is D. Gordon. 2 outs, bottom of the third. Lefty versus right-handed pitcher. 5 weak power. So this is a 1-4 single, 5-20 double. And that is an extra base hit for D. Gordon. So a little bit of a 2-out rally. And it's going to bring up Yelich. Toronto looking to sweep this series. The Marlins trying to salvage a game and right the ship again. They've lost 9 of 10, as I mentioned earlier. And Yelich with a runner at second and 2 down, 1-7. That's a grounder to Barney. Easy play, and that is in time. And the side is retired, so we're through 3. Hope everybody got to see some baseball last night. It is back, and it is great to have some real, honest-to-goodness national pastime to watch. I was scoring Yankees and Nationals, and they rained out, which bummed me out because I hate to start a game and then not be able to finish it, and I do that way too often. And but the Yankees did get the victory there, and I guess the late game Dodgers ran away from the Giants, so hope I didn't ruin anybody's viewing for this morning if they had a chance, if they're planning to watch any baseball. But I believe that score was 8-1. The Yankees 4-1. They Stanton took, I was just mentioning Giancarlo Stanton. He took Scherzer deep last night with a monster home run. So, doesn't make us Yankee haters so happy, but makes the Yankee fans happy. So I guess that's worth something. Ballpark home run shot here for Edwin Encarnacion. Again, we need a 1-3 for that on the 2-5. If anybody is interested in why that's a ballpark, what makes a ballpark home run, is because there's a little diamond here. When you get the diamond shot, that is a ballpark homer. And in our case, I say ballpark. It's also weather effects. So the way that we play that is the ballpark homers and the ballpark singles get a weather component as well. So this is a 1-3 on the homer. If he gets it, Encarnacion makes it 2-0. It is a 20, so that falls way short of the wall. That will be caught out and left by Yelich, and that's 1 out. So a bit of a long loud out there. Hi, Dan Douglas. Dan says the Dodgers are deep. That they are. And when you play in that park, you can get away with some kind of middle of the road pitching, especially when you have a lineup that strong. It's just like it's no surprise that they are at the top of the league seemingly every year. I mean, they spend a lot of money for sure, but they kind of have the formula that I think you really need to be long-term successful, which is build yourself a ballpark which plays well for pitching and get yourself a lineup that knows how to hit in those circumstances. And that's what they've done. You know, it's I mean, it's a short season, but it's tough to see the Dodgers not being there in the end, you know, as one of the two teams hanging out. But, I mean, it's going to be interesting because you've got this season where you've got, it's a more intense version of the way it used to be, where you have the two leagues not facing each other whatsoever and then facing each other in the World Series. Instead, now you're going to have three divisions, more or less three divisions. Granted, they're cross league, but you know, you've got the East playing against each other, Central and West all playing against, you know, and so you get to the playoffs and these teams haven't faced each other. I mean, they can look at tape and things and stats and all this stuff and make some, you know, be able to make a game plan or whatever, but to be able to do a barometer based on in-season matchups and things, it's not easy. So, you know, you could think a team out of that Central is looking really good, and they go, I mean, granted, I think that's where everybody feels like the weakness is in the whole 30 teams right now is in the Central divisions. But, hey, that's why you play the games, and it should be interesting now that we've got this where you just have the lack of matchups. Best of three first round. Oh, yeah, you get a team on a roll. And, yeah, you could, it's, you know, I was listening to A-Rod last night, and he's like, he loves everything because he's in the midst of trying to buy the Mets. And so everything that Rob Manfred suggests and the league implements is the most awesome thing ever for him. But, you know, I don't have a problem with it. I think a lot of people are going to look at this season as kind of like an asterisk season. Like if the Dodgers win this for Kershaw, you know, and then they don't get, and Kershaw never gets another World Series ring, you know it's going to be thrown in his face. Oh, you couldn't win the big one when it actually mattered, right? I mean, it's like, and that's not to perpetuate it or anything and not to be mean about it. It's just to say that's the way people are. And anyway, I need to get going here. So we got one out. It's going to be Carrera. 5-8. We've gotten 5-8s and 5-9s a ton on Cashner's card. This 5-8's a walk. The old white die is playing hard on the 5. So here is Upton Jr. Reached on an air and scored in the second. 3-10. That's a grounder to short. That's going to be 1 as Hechavarria gets it to Gordon, but the relay will not be in time with the speedy Upton. So with 2 outs and Upton at first, and he got a stolen base last time around. I think we need to try it again with 2 outs for sure. We might even go if he doesn't get the lead. So let's see. That's an 11. He doesn't get a good lead, but it's going to be a 1-6. It's actually a 1-14 because you add the 6 for Cashner and subtract 2 for Real Muto. So that makes it a +4 on the battery, which is still within that +5 range. So you get to add 4, which brings him up to 18, but then you subtract 4 for the bad lead. And so it's right back down to sort of neutral. So 1-14, and it's a 7, so he does steal his second base of the game. Steal his second base of the game as Barney will continue his at bat. See if he can drive home another run. Now I will mention that when we had the 3-8 before, which was with 1 out, that 3-8 and the 3-7 above it are both anti-clutch rolls. So if you were to get that again, this would not count because it would be a clutch situation. There's a 1-3. That's a grounder down the line to first, but it's going to be fielded by Scruggs, and he will underhand it to Kashner, and the side will be retired, so no runs. No hits and one left stranded. Blue Jays still in front 1-0. I need to, I need to decide whether or not, it used to be, I feel like when I did these games, this is just like shooting the bull a little bit about the way things look and everything, and the way things sound. I used to feel like I didn't say the score enough. Now I have the scoreboard at the bottom, and now I feel like I say the score way too much. So I hope you don't mind. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. I want to be relevant. I want to make sure everybody's drawing attention to the score. But with the score at the bottom of the screen, I feel like I may still be talking about it too much. Okay, well, before it was not enough. Okay. Anyway, Ozuna going to lead off here. They're looking for a run to tie it up, maybe 2 to get ahead or more. 3-10. That's a fly ball to left, not deep enough. It's going to be caught by Carrera, and that's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Real Muto. 2-3. Yeah, that's another fly ball. That's going to be out to right, and Saunders makes the grab. And Chris Johnson, who came in the game. Actually, I said Scruggs before. It's Johnson. I completely forgot about him being out, and I think they are very different guys. So this is Chris Johnson at the plate with 2 outs. 3-9. He strikes him out, so Stroman gets his 3rd strikeout of the game, and the Marlins are retired again in a clean inning for Marcus Stroman. So, Kashner, this is, we can just show you the card up close. You see he's a starter 5, so this is the 5th inning. This is his inning of weakness. So, a combination of hits and walks that adds to 3 then would make any result that has a filled-in dot, which he doesn't have any. Does he? Oh, he does. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the wrong side. So we've got like this strikeout here and this strikeout here and that one. So those become hits if he gets tired. Marlins hoping he doesn't, but we'll see. It's top of the 5th, and Martin's going to lead off. Another 5-9. That's a fly ball to right and be caught by Suzuki. We've been hitting the 5-9 train here with Kashner a lot. Stroman, he will come up to hit again. He walked his last time. 4-8. That is another walk. Stroman's been walked twice. It hasn't hurt Kashner yet. That's what hurt Scherzer last night. Couple of what I would consider to be unforgivable walks. He walked, let's see, Tyler Wade, who is the last hitter in the lineup. And he also walked, Urshela's a little more, I think it was Urshela. It was the other one that, the 8 and 9 guys got walked in different parts of the game. They both scored. So it's really tough to face any good team when you're going to just lose guys that you should get. And when he walked Urshela, he walked another guy later as well, which I think loaded the bases, and he walked Gleyber Torres, I think, on maybe 4 pitches. So it looked like he kind of pitched around Torres to get to Stanton, and it's like, are you nuts? And I think Stanton just singled, but still, it's like Scherzer. I guess one thing to keep in mind as we get going here in this season is guys are, this is a whole different setup. They've got different dynamics in the ballpark. You've got different, they've had a whole different way of doing kind of like their spring training. If you want to consider the last 3-4 weeks spring training-esque, it's like different. So, you may not get the same results early on as what you expect. So here's Tulowitzki with a runner at first and 1 out. 2-6 is a ground to the pitcher. This is going to be turned 4-2 as Cashner gets it to Hechavarria. Yeah, we'll just make it a 1-6-3. I know that's not usually the way it is when you've got a right-handed hitter, but we will score it that way, and that'll be good. So 4.5. It's still 1-0. Pitcher's duel. I didn't know as we were going to get that with Cashner on the mound, but he has come through. Last game he didn't have a very good outing, but he has made up for it here. Martin Prado. Bottom of the 5th. Stroman. So his inning weakness is 6, so we don't have to worry about that for a little while. 6-9 righty. That is a grounder to Tulowitzki. 2E12. 2 and 19. It is well within his range. The E12, and there is a 12. That is a play made. 1 out. Again, there's numbers for each super advanced position. So ratings below which, if you get an 8 through 12 on the sum of the 3 D6s, you don't even have to look at the chart. That's an out. And so for the shortstop, that is 25. So with an E12, Tulowitzki's well within that range. So now Hechavarria, the Marlins shortstop with 1 away. That is 4-6. That's a single. He gets it out there into right between the second baseman and first baseman. Takes it the other way, and that will bring up Ichiro. I like with these little 2. It's a slim chance of him getting a lead, but I do like to. Oh boy, that's a 2, so that means it's a possible balk. We're going to re-roll on Stroman, so Hechavarria cannot get a good lead here, but we could have a balk on Stroman on a 1 or 2. It's a 14, so nothing doing there, but we can't get a good lead with Hechavarria. So here's Suzuki. 1-10. This is going to be a single on a 3-20. It's a 14, so it's a single, and Hechavarria goes from first to third, so the tying run is at third base with 1 out. And that brings up the pitcher spot, and Cashner's pitching well enough right now that I think you have to let him hit. The other thing I'm likely to do here is to try and see if Suzuki can steal second. So let's do that real quick. He needs a 5. Wait, no, he needs a 6. My eyes are not what they once were. He needs a 6 on the sum. It's a 9, so he can't get it. And on a 1 to 9, let me see. 12. No, it's 1 to 8. I don't think we're definitely not trying that. So now that's gonna. So Cashner, we could still have a double play ball here. That would be the bad situation for the Marlins, but I think we're going to keep Cashner in there for now. He's pitching okay. 1-5. That's a strikeout. That's probably a good result because that brings up Gordon with 2 outs. It's a moderate result. It's not a ground ball double play. So now Gordon, first and third, 2 outs. Infield would have been corners in on the previous play. Now they're just back. Needing 1 out. Here's Gordon. And the pitch is 3-7. That's a strikeout, and that is the side retired. Stroman battles back. 2 strikeouts to close out the inning once that runner got to third. Houdiniac there from the Blue Jays ace, and we'll go to the 6th. And let the second guessers come to the table, because we could have pinch hit there for Cashner. And in Phillies games, when you do this kind of thing, that usually leads to a guy like Cashner giving up 3 runs in the next inning. So, but we are still moving along here. Josh Donaldson will lead off. Top of the 6th. 1-9. Well, he's going to get a walk, so the Marlins are going to have to start thinking about some bullpen action. And so they'll get up Brian Ellington and Hunter Cervenka, righty and a lefty. So, yeah, I think we should. So Saunders coming up. I think we're going to try and get a lead. For Donaldson, he needs a 3. He doesn't get it, gets an 8, so forget it. Saunders, 1 on, and no outs. 5-8 from the left side. That's a walk. Back-to-back walks from Cashner, and we get another 5-8. So that brings up the Big E, Double E, whatever you want to call him, Encarnacion. First and second, nobody out. And the question would be whether we go to somebody else right now. And I think we're just going to stick with Cashner and see how he does here. 4-5 righty. That is a strikeout. So he passes that test. That's 1 out. Brings up Carrera. Nobody, 2 on, first and second, 1 out. 6-3 lefty. Well, and he is normal power. So this is a ballpark homer again. It is. So this would be to right field. It's a 1-3. Can Carrera get a dinger off of this on this slim ballpark homer check? No, he doesn't. That'll be caught. And Donaldson is not going to get thrown out at third here. So he's going to stay at second. 2 outs. And here's Melvin Upton Jr. Potential wild pitch, 1-4. It's a 9, so none there. But here's Upton Jr. 4-7 righty. 1-16 single would load the bases and tire out Cashner. Otherwise, if it's 17-20, it would be a grounder to Johnson. And it's an 8, so that will be a single. And now the dilemma, do you take out Cashner at this point? And I think we will. That will be it for Andrew Cashner. Goes 5 2/3. Leaves with the bases loaded. We're going to rely on Brian Ellington to get that final out and get him out of the inning. Okay, so it's Barney against Ellington. And it's still too early to ever even think about bringing in Devin Travis as a pinch hit situation. So, bases loaded, 2 away. And here is Barney. 3-7, and we remember what we talked about earlier. We had the 3-8, and if there were runners in scoring position and 2 outs, this would have gone from a single to a pop-up. And it's the same thing for the 3-7. The 3-7 has a horseshoe next to it. That is going to be a pop-up to short. It'll be caught by Hechavarria, and Ellington gets Cashner out of trouble there. And Toronto comes away with nothing from that inning. Looked like they were going to be able to get at least a run, maybe two, and Brian Ellington comes in and just missing it. Darwin Barney. Okay, bottom of the sixth. Still 1-0 on this beautiful Friday morning. It's raining out, but I'm not at work, so you have to be thankful for the things you have. And I'm thankful for a job where I get some vacation that I can use today. Here is Yelich. They need a run here. 5-9. That's a strikeout. 1 out. Stroman's not tired yet. Otherwise, that would have been a single. So here is Zuna. Now a Brave. 4-6. That's a single. He strokes it out there into right field. Been taking Stroman the other way a little bit here today. These right-handed hitters can bring up JT Realmuto. Four, grounded to second base. He's going to get it to shortstop for 1. Tulowitzki throws to first, not in time. Realmuto beats it out. And so that brings up Chris Johnson with 2 outs. And Realmuto at first. We're going to see if we can get Realmuto a stolen base here. Needs a 4 or a 5, and that would take him to a 1-15 chance if he gets either of those on the. And he gets a 4. 3 and 1 is 4, so he is going to take off. That's a 1-15 chance, and he is thrown out by a great throw from Russell Martin. The tag applied, and that will be it as Barney gets it down. 2-4 caught stealing. And that ends the inning. So takes the bat out of the hands of Chris Johnson. And that's it's not a 1-2-3 inning, but only 3 guys ended up getting plate appearances in that. Okay, 7th. Still 1-0 Toronto. And Ellington is going to continue. Somehow I turned over too many cards. Here's Russell Martin. We'll face Russell Martin to start. 6'11" righty. That's a grounder to shortstop. Hechavarria throws to first for the first out. Now Stroman. They're going to let him hit. It's going to be a grounder to Hechavarria. Again, he throws over to first for the out. That's 2 outs. And now Tulowitzki. 1-9. That's a strikeout. So a 1-2-3 inning from Ellington. 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. Hey, at least we have some ball games to watch today. They get started around 4 Eastern time. If you got your MLB TV, that will do you well today. And all weekend. I mean, I'm looking forward to it a lot. It's always a struggle. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'm sure it is for you too. I mean, maybe a lot of you just. I'll tell you what's a struggle is when you have a channel like this, and being able to, if I play a game and put it on the channel, it just. It's kind of tough to have a baseball game on in the background. I would imagine a lot of you guys just play while you're watching ball games and stuff. But, the time spent gets a little tougher when you've got sports going. That goes for football season too and other things like that. Just another thing to take time away. Here is Chris Johnson. Going to lead off. He was at the plate when JT Real Muto was gunned out at second base by Russell Martin. There's 4-6. That is a single to start the 7th. Toronto now. They're going to get Brett Cecil and we're going with 6 guys in the bullpen right now because Toronto has a 6-man starting rotation. So they'll get Grilly warming up as well. All right. Johnson at first. Nobody out. Martin Prado. Things could get busy real quick here. That's a grounder to short. That's going to be a double play started by Tulowitzki. Throws to Barney over to Encarnacion. And that is a double play. And now Hechavarria comes up. So it's a quick way to get rid of the base runners. 5'10 righty is a catcher X. So that's going to be Martin. 2E1. 2 and 3. Pas de moi is it's going to be, there's nobody on base, so that's a ground out as long as there's no air. And there is no air, so little dribbler out in front taken care of by Martin, and the side is retired. So we're going to go to the 8th. It is still 1-0 Blue Jays. Okay, the Marlins have Josh Donaldson coming up for the Blue Jays, so the Marlins have to figure out. Give me a second here as I look at my... It'll be Kyle Barraclough. Barraclough. I think that's actually how you say it coming in. So he will enter the game. Top of the 8th. Have the 2, 3, 4 hitters ready to rock and roll here for Toronto. 2-10. This is a ballpark homer for Josh Donaldson. It's again a 1-3. Chances are it's not going to go, but it's gone. Solo shot for Josh Donaldson. 2-0 Blue Jays. A little insurance. Takes Barraclough deep. Now Saunders. 5-9. That is a grounder to Hechavarria. 1E16. 17 means he gets to it. And there's a 15. He does make the play on that one. I remember 14 and 17 on that E16. So that's a put out, 1 down. Here's Encarnacion. Nobody on, but it's now 2-0. 6'5 righty. That's a strikeout. Barraclough shaking it off there. Gets a little... gets a tough one there. He strikes out Carrera now, and so he battles back. They do give up 1 run in the inning on the Josh Donaldson blast. Donaldson now a Twin. Via Atlanta. So Stroman, we are going to go to the bullpen here, and they're going to have Brett Cecil. So Stroman with 7 innings pitched, but they're going to go to the bullpen, bring in the situational lefty. They will keep Grilly warming up in case they need a righty. And here is Suzuki. 5-6 lefty. That is a single. That brings up the pitcher spot for Florida. Well, for Miami. My bad. I keep saying Florida. I think the Marlins. And they're going to have Jeff Francoeur come in, and so I think that will necessitate a bullpen move. So it's going to be Grilly coming in. Whoops. So Francoeur will be the announced pinch hitter. And then manager comes out, puts up the right arm, taps on it, and in runs Jason Grilly. So Cecil with a 0 in the column faced one batter and didn't get him out. And he will face Francoeur here with Suzuki at first. Grilly also with a good hold. So Ichiro. Well, so with Francoeur up, he will try and get a stolen base here maybe. Let's see if he can get... What does he need? He needs a 6 and he gets a 4, so no such chance there. So here's Francoeur. 1 on, nobody out. 4-7 righty is a walk. First and second, nobody out, and the alarm bells are going off in Toronto. This does not look good, and here comes D. Gordon. With 1 out. 5-10 lefty. That's a catcher X. Almost looked at 4-10. 5-10 is a catcher X. That will be Martin. Martin is 2E1. 2 and 13 would be a pop out, so this would be a big out as long as there's no error involved, and there isn't. That is a big out. Nobody advances. That's actually an infield fly. And so they retire Gordon. Now you've got Yelich, and it's do you want to stick with Grilly here? I think we will. I don't like Hunter Cervenka's chances here. Or not Hunter Cervenka. Sorry, my bad. What else does... They may not have any other lefty. They have... the Blue Jays have no other lefties out of the bullpen. So they're going to go with Grilly here, trying to set up Ozuna. 1-4. That's a grounder to first base. It's going to be thrown to second for 1. And over back to first in time. And that is a double play. And that ends the inning on the ground ball to first A on a 1-4. So it goes Encarnacion to Tulowitzki, back to Encarnacion, and that is it for the 8th. So Marlins, a great start to the inning, but Grilly takes care of business, and that'll get up Roberto Ozuna in the bullpen, looking to close this out for the Jays. I haven't looked at the comment section. Hi, Philip. So Barraclaw is done. Let's see, they've got Upton Jr., Barney, and Martin. Fernando Rodney, I don't think he's pitched much. I think we're going to give him a run out here just to keep him fresh. Yeah, he hasn't pitched in 5 days. So, top of the 9th, they're going to bring him in, get him an inning of work. And he'll face Upton Jr., Barney, and Martin. So Upton Jr., that's a 1-7. Well, he's going to walk. Somehow Barney's card got flipped upside down. Rodney's not very good at holding runners, so it's going to make it an equivalent for Upton Jr. Be a 1-17 if he gets a good lead. He needs a 2 through 6 on the total. It's an 11, so he doesn't get it. So they're going to hit and run. They're going to start the runner with Barney here. So That makes him a B because they are holding Upton Jr. That's a 7, so this is, let's see. B7's batter misses pitch. This is going to be, we're going to have to throw on the stolen base for Upton. So he didn't get a good lead. So we take 4 off of 14. So that makes it 10. Then we do plus 3, 13, minus 1. So 1 to 12 chance that Upton Jr. steals the bag. And he gets a 9, so that will be a steal. Set the runner in motion, and even though it was a hit and run, he does get the bag. So Barney's still up. 110. Ballpark single, 1 to 11. It's a 10, so that will be first and third, nobody out. And Russell Martin. And they're just going to stick with Rodney here. He's already in the midst of it. 6'10 righty is a strikeout. First out. They are playing with they're going to play with the corners in here. They want to double play if they can get it, and here is going to be the pinch hitter. And we try to go with Justin Smoke or Edwin Encarnacion every time that we play as a pinch hitter because we aren't using the DH. So with a team like Toronto, it's tough to get enough at-bats with these guys because basically Smoke and Encarnacion are flip-flopping. Tell you what, if Upton Jr.'s second number was better, I would hazard a try at a steal home, but we're going to just go ahead with this 3-9 strikes out. That's 2 outs. Smoke retired. And now Tulowitzki. First and third, now infield back, 2 outs. 4-9 righty. 1 to 4 would be a single, and it's a 9, so that will be a liner. 2 short. Hechavarria makes the play, and the side is retired. So we're going to the bottom of the ninth. The Marlins need 2 runs to tie, 3 to win, and it will be Roberto Osuna looking to close this out for the Blue Jays. He's going to face 3, 4, and 5. Marcell Osuna against Roberto Ozuna. I don't know. I probably flip-flop the pronunciation, so forgive me if I'm wrong. All right. Toronto looking to go 25-17 and get another half game closer to the Mets. Blue Jays currently in second place. The Marlins are down, I believe, in 5th right now, 22-19. They need 2 runs to keep this game alive. 4-8 righty is a strikeout. That's 1 out. JT Real Muto. Can he get on base and give Chris Johnson a chance? 4-4 righty. That's a catcher X. Russell Martin is a 2. E1, and a 16 is going to be, that would be a foul out as long as there's no error, and there isn't, so that will be a foul out caught by Martin. That's the second out. Chris Johnson, last chance. Do they have anything worth looking at on the bench? Andino, no. Rojas, probably not. Chris Johnson, he has a 1-7. He could get on base with it. Wait, I don't need to roll that. There's nobody on base. So here is Chris Johnson with 2 outs, facing Ozuna. 3-7 is a grounder to short. Tulowitzki throws to first in time, and that is your ball game. The final score from Marlins Park. The Blue Jays get the sweep. The team that is currently wandering the major leagues without a home, still waiting to find out where they're going to play. As far as I know, I haven't seen any news that they have found the official place. I know they were talking about maybe sharing Camden Yards. They had talked early on about sharing PNC, and then that kind of fell through, I think. I know Buffalo wanted them. I thought that would have been cool, but now they're saying that the park up in Buffalo is not of sufficient standards by the lighting and facilities and such. So that won't happen. And but that's, I'm sure they will get it figured out. The Blue Jays now 25-17 as they are on, what did I say there? That is, I believe, I think they run that to 6 games now. Let's see, league stats. That's their 7th in a row they've won. They're just, we'll say blue hot, because they got blue on their jerseys. So they are kicking butt. And, again, so one of the things that I thought is kind of neat is the way that this short season for the majors has some is a little analogous to what I've been doing here with the this league. And one of and it's what people keep talking about. You've got the short season. You could get a team get real hot, win 10 or 11 in a row, and heck, that's, you could see a back marker take a run. I mean, granted, I don't know if they're going to be able to survive in the playoffs, but anyway, Pittsburgh was ready. That's right. It was Wolf. Wolf being the very conservative. Well, he's conservative as far as COVID, as far as his politics. You can be the judge of that. But yeah, he definitely, trying to take the conservative approach to the virus and the state. He doesn't want to see people die, and you have to, given the rhetoric and the data and all this stuff, I think you just have to respect that. And regardless of how you feel about it, there have been a lot of people who have lost their life over this. So it was the state government. So I guess it's Maryland probably has a governor that's a little more willing to play ball. Pun not really intended, but yeah. I mean, I could also, you could also, I'm sure that they don't want to have to play down in Florida, but you could see Florida potentially being a place, or maybe Georgia, but I guess I guess I don't understand. I guess the preponderance of teams they have to face are up in the Northeast, so that's why they'd probably want to try to keep it in the Northeast. Trouble is, up in the Northeast, you have a lot of governors who are going to be a little more reluctant to allow things to carry on right now. So that's why I think that's probably why he's looking at Hogan in Maryland, because Hogan is a Republican and a little bit more on the side of let's open things up. So anyway, I want to get going. I don't want to keep everybody hanging out here for too long. 2-0 is your final, as the Miami Marlins extend their losing ways. They've just had a tough go of it here, so we're going to sign off from the park. Have a good day. We'll see you soon again. I'll probably be playing some more golf pretty soon, so thank you guys for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time here on Tabletop Baseball Plus.